Hi everyone, this is Soul and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to want to talk about the Paladin, and I'm going to want to talk about what build I decided to go for, especially now that we got the roadmap and we know that we're going to expect the new Legion raid at the end of June. And with all of the new information that we got, with the new gear options and so on, I felt that it's important to make an argument for the build that I chose to go with on my Paladin. And as you guys know, most people advise to go for a full swiftness build, and you're going for 3 engravings with Awakening, Blessed Aura, and Expert. But since we have access to Relic gear and Relic accessories, of course people are going to want to push towards 4 or 5 engravings if they have the resources and they want to invest in that. And I feel that it's important to make the right call whenever you're pushing for those high engravings, especially when it comes to your stats. I've already discussed engravings in a previous video, and if you want to have a look at that, there's going to be a link for it in the description. But I've already discussed what sort of options you have in terms of engravings and what the people in Korea are picking, and you can make a decision as to what 5 engravings you're going to want to go for. So I already have a video on that, but I want to have a discussion about the difference between going for specialization or going for swiftness. I chose to switch to a more specialization focused build rather than swiftness focused, and I want to talk and discuss why I feel that's important and that's actually more valuable for the group, rather than just going full on swiftness and just leaving specialization maybe on the necklace. Now, as you can see, I'm rocking 1196 specialization and about 669 swiftness. The reason why I wanted to go for this route is pretty simple. I wanted to make sure that I cap my specialization at around 1160, I think, is where the cap is. But basically I was going for the Holy Aura skill efficiency increase of at least 100%. So I wanted to get my specialization up there to increase my Holy Aura skill efficiency by 100%. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because Holy Aura is the biggest buff that the Paladin brings in terms of pure DPS when it comes to your party members. As you can see, Holy Aura increases the damage of your party by 10%. And this is a very, very important thing to mention. This is a flat damage, what we call a flat damage increase. So it's a plus 10% damage increase directly. It doesn't increase your attack power, or it doesn't increase like only some parts of your skills. It increases all of your damage by 10%. And having enough specialization to double that bonus, to basically increase it by 100%, means that we are now buffing our party with 20% increased damage. So this is a flat increase that people don't normally get from other sources, other than buffs and stuff like that. So it's really, really important to mention that this is like a 20% damage increase for all of your allies and all of the damage that comes out, whether it's their skills, their auto attacks, or their awakening skill, and whatever. So it's all increased by 20%. So this is one of the reasons why we're going for a large amount of specialization. So the second reason why I strongly suggest going for high specialization is that it helps us keep a higher uptime on Holy Aura. And the reason why this is the case is because specialization also increases your specialty meter gain. This means that your specialty meter is going to fill up a lot quicker if you're also going for some specialization. So whenever you're going to use your holy spells, like Heavenly Blessings and Wrath of God and so on, your specialty meter is going to fill up a lot faster, so you're going to be able to have more uptime on your Holy Aura. And the way I do things, for example, is I start every encounter with my awakening skill, and then I usually need to fill it with like 1 or 2 more skills in order to fill the meter completely. Then I can put out a Holy Aura, and whenever that runs out, I can fill up my my specialty meter one more time with my skills before my awakening comes off cooldown. So I start with a holy aura, then it takes me like a minute or like a minute and a half to fill up the meter again. I can put out another holy aura, and by the time that ends, I have my awakening skill again, and so I can just use it and go into another holy aura. So it helps with my uptime on the buff on the party, so it automatically increases their damage significantly, helps my uptime, and because I have specialization and the effect of holy aura is increased by 100%, not only do I have more holy auras to put out within the same time frame, but they are also a lot more potent, and the damage increase to my party is a lot more significant. Especially if you're going for relic accessories and stuff, it's going to be pretty easy to hit this specialization soft cap, let's say, with 100% holy aura increase. So let me just have a look at a few items and see exactly what it's gonna look like whenever we're gonna go for relic accessories and what our stats are gonna look like. So it's gonna be pretty easy to hit that 1100 and maybe 70 soft cap on specialization. Then you can focus everything else on swiftness. So a necklace gives 500 swiftness specialization. That's the maximum amount that you're pushing for. Earrings go for 300, either specialization or swiftness, and rings go for 200, either specialization or swiftness. So you're looking at 500 specialization, 500 swiftness from your necklace. Then you're gonna be able to get 300 specialization from one of your earrings, or up to 300 from one of your earrings, 200 from one of your rings, so that's going to be 1,000 or close to 1,000. And then you're going to be able to use a pet that's going to give you 10% more specialization, and it's going to push you towards that cap, so it's going to be 1,100, close to 1,100. Or you can just go for swiftness specialization here, then you're going to go specialization on one of your earrings, or like two of your earrings, and then specialization on one of your rings. Then you can leave the other ring to have swiftness, and that way you're going to be able to have like 700 swiftness from a necklace and a ring. Then you can have the specialization close to 1100 even without going for a pet. So you can just have a swiftness pet to push that up to maybe like 750 or something like that. So you can have a balance there and have this soft cap of specialization, and then also push high on swiftness whenever you're going to want to do that as well. Of course, it's desirable to also try to have 100% uptime on your valor buff, which comes from heavenly blessings and from wrath of God. But you have to keep in mind that this buff is slightly lower than the flat damage buff that comes from holy aura. So what this means is that this is an attack power increase, and it's not a flat damage increase. So it increases the basic attack power, it increases strength, dexterity, intelligence, and so on. And your spells, depending on what class you are, your spells draw their damage from your attack power or from the level of your dexterity or intelligence or so on, depending on your class. But it's not a flat damage increase, so it's an increase to attack power, and that attack power, subsequently a percentage of that increases the damage of your spells, but it's not a flat increase to just outgoing damage, no matter its form. So 15% of your attack power, let's say you're going for like 20k attack power, just for the sake of it. I have 19k, but let's say you're pushing for 20k attack power. That means like a 15% of that is a 300 attack power buff to your party, which is gonna be maybe like for a DPS class, that's a 10% attack power increase. And that 10% attack power isn't a 10% flat damage increase, it just increases the attack power contribution to their spells, and their spells only take a percentage of the attack power, or the other stats, the intelligence, the dexterity, the strength. And it's not really a flat increase, whereas holy aura itself, it's a flat increase to outgoing damage. So you want to have high uptime on holy aura rather than keeping 100% uptime on wrath of God and heavenly blessings. And to be fair, with the swiftness that I currently have, there's like a 6 or 7 second window where the buff isn't up. So it's like a 6 or 7 second window where the attack power buff isn't up. I mean, I would say that trade-off is worth it for the increase that I have with Holy Aura. That was basically the reason why I decided to go for a specialization soft cap, as I call it. If you got used to the movement speed that you get from swiftness, I felt like a difference there whenever I made the switch. So if you got used to this movement speed, you can always go for Spirit Absorption as one of your engravings. I picked this to compensate for the movement speed, and also compensates for a bit of the attack speed. So I went for Spirit Absorption just to keep up my movement speed and to also help with my animations on my skills as well. And I think whenever I'm gonna go for a 5th engraving, I'm possibly gonna pick Drops of Ether, because by that time people are most likely gonna be aware enough to pick up the ethers from the ground. But at this point, I'm just gonna stick with the way things are right now. That was pretty much everything that I wanted to say. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, leave a subscribe on the channel. If there's something that you want to ask, or if there's something that you want to argue with what I was saying in the video, feel free to drop a comment. I'll look to reply, and we can have a discussion there. Or you can just catch me on my next stream on Twitch if that's what you're looking for, and we can just have a discussion there as well. But I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.